So here we have round 2 of our local league challenge. We have Mark on the right hand side. We saw him from our first match. And on the left hand side we have one of our newer members, George. So here we see he's playing some sort of Vileplume slash Evoltol. I believe this is a Vileplume box deck that plays a whole bunch of different attackers like Jolteon, maybe some Glaceon, Regice, things like that. And we do see that Rainbow Energy. That does kind of confirm that we are going to see that deck. This is a variant of the deck that came in, I believe, top 8 at the US Nationals this last season, where they play that Vileplume that item locks your opponent, and it switches between attackers such as Evoltol, Jolteon, or Glaceon, depending on the matchup, to lock your opponent out of the game. So not only do they have the item lock, but they have attacks that don't allow you to take damage from Pokemon that they block. So Jolteon would stop basic Pokemon, Glaceon will stop evolved Pokemon, Regice stops EX Pokemon. So I think that's the point of this deck. Here we see what's the name of the stadium? A force of giant plants coming down. So we see a Gloom hit the field on the first turn. The goal is to lock your opponent out with a Vileplume, obviously. With its ability, your opponent can't play any items. So we'll see if George hits that. What could happen is if this Giratina is allowed to attack and lock George out of his special energies, we might see a bit of a stalemate, where they're not doing damage to each other, but they're not able to get energy into play or play any items to advance the board position. So let's see if it comes to that or not. See an Ultra Ball. I believe that's an enhanced hammer in hand. There's no energy on the field, so he's probably going to throw that away. I don't think he wants to play it after this turn because he should be under item lock. So see that Glaceon coming down. We're going to see an Ultra Ball hit the field. Gonna play it. Discard Enhanced Hammer and switch. So we'll see what he grabs here. Maybe a Shaman. Maybe Jolteon. Maybe Hoopa. If he plays Hoopa, I'm not really sure. Maybe also plays that Magearna. Yeah, so I do believe that's a Magearna. With its ability, Pokemon with metal energy attached to it aren't affected by effects of attack from your opponent's Pokemon. So if he's able to get a Rainbow Energy in play, let's say Mark has the Giratina with Stardust, Magearna will block the effect of Stardust. But he just goes for the Vileplume, gonna go for the lock on turn 1. It's a very strong play. But without a Float Stone, it's a little bit scary to put down that Vileplume. We saw how the US Nationals top 4 ended, I believe, with the 3 Lysanders for the game. Just bringing up that Vileplume without a Float Stone so he couldn't attack. And without anything in hand that he can play off the top of his hand. Maybe he can put down a stadium. Yeah, get rid of that force of giant plants, but not really a big deal that Vileplume's already in play. But you do see that Lysander coming out. Gonna bring up that Vileplume. So now, without a Float Stone on play, or Float Stone in play on that Vileplume, what is George gonna do? If he plays AZ, obviously he can play AZ and pick up the Vileplume, but then he will not have item lock in play because of that Force Giant Plants is out. We did see a Shaman setting up, I believe, for 4 or 5 cards. So yeah, we'll just see a pass into George's turn. As an Ultra Ball that he cannot play. We see double colors and a pass. Wow. And then another item card, I believe, that cannot be played here. So because that Vileplume is in play, and it was put down without a Float Stone, we're going to see a really slow game progress here. We'll see how far both these players will be able to set up. I'm not seeing anything in their hands really that can help them out of this. We do see a Ninja Boy come. Nope. Yes. Okay. Ninja Boy. Allowing Mark to search for a basic Pokemon and switch it for one of them in play. So I wonder if he's going to go switch the Giratina for the Darkrai so he has an attacker that takes less energy to power up. I don't believe he plays Fright Night or anything of that sort. Okay, so he's going to switch the Giratina for the Darkrai. This allows him to attack this turn if he has an energy. But it doesn't seem like he does. So we'll see a pass back to George. Another Yveltal hitting the field. Yeah, and a pass. These are some riveting turns here. Mark top there. Oh, he does play one Yveltal. That's interesting that he didn't go for that just to get the early pressure on. And we see an N. Okay. So what George is hoping for here is maybe an energy to retreat or an energy to attach and an AZ for the next turn. In the perfect world, you'd get like a rainbow energy attached, AZ in hand for the next turn. You can attack with Yveltal and then Ninja Boy into Jolteon. I do not know if Mark plays Pokemon Ranger, but I guess that's something we have to find out as the game progresses. So we see a lightning energy. Okay, not a rainbow, but it'll work. Let's see where he puts this energy. Puts it on the Yveltal. Interesting that he didn't go to retreat, but you know, next turn you can attach to Vileplume retreat manually, and still be able to Ninja Boy that Yveltal EX. And once the Ninja Boy comes down, I'm not really sure what Mark can do because he can't VS Seeker for Pokemon Ranger over and over again because of the Vileplume lock. But we will see a Dark Pulse this turn. So Mark's trying to decide if he wants to put down a Darkrai or play the N. Pass down the Darkrai. Nope. Okay. So we're going to see a Dark Pulse for 60 damage here. 70 with the Stadium. Alright. Let's see him draw. Attaching the water. Gonna Ninja Boy. Oh, Lysander. Gonna bring in that Yveltal. So George is stalling for the turn. He's just waiting for that Ninja Boy play. He doesn't want to lose the Vileplume, so okay. So Mark plays the end. Gonna put both of the players at 6 cards. Again, it comes down to having the energy and Ninja Boy together at the same turn. Mark now has the option to attack with the Oblivion Wing. There's no energy in the discard, I believe, so the damage will be worth something, but he won't have the energy acceleration he's going to want. So those of you who may or may not went to U.S. Nationals, the sleeves that George is playing is from U.S. Nationals. This was his first Nationals this year, I believe. Like I said, he's a relatively new player in our area. So we do see the Dark Energy going onto the Yveltal, no Dark Energy in the discard pile. Gonna see an Oblivion for 40 with that Stadium in play, the Reverse Valley. Picking up that Vileplume to 110 damage. So what does George have in his hand here? He has a Jolteon. And that's about it. You can't retreat Vileplume. I guess he's just going to sacrifice it this turn. Yep, just a pass. Mark top decks a double dragon energy, but there's no Giratina in play to attach it to. And there's a Via Seeker he can't play. I believe he has an end that he played the end last turn. So we're just gonna see a Sycamore here. Let's see what he discarded. Sycamore, Via Seeker, double dragon, dark energy. Drew 2 max elixirs that he can't play. Didn't draw much of anything else that I can see. And we'll just see an Oblivion Wing. Gonna knock out this Vileplume. But now the Jolteon is in play, and I'm not really sure what is gonna happen. So Flash Ray, knocking out the Yveltal, taking a prize. But now, Mark's in a predicament where he just can attack. And I apologize for that car going on in the background. If you're from the valley, you understand why people load their base and their cars. And if you can't hear it, forget I even said anything. Oh, we see another with max elixir. But he does play, I think he does have another one in hand, so we'll probably see a second one coming down. Gonna try to power up that Dark Pulse attack. Oh, and okay, 1 energy. 2 energy. So we see that going on to Giratina. Now the question is, can he retreat with Trubbish? Even though his attack will do 0 damage this turn because of Flash Ray. There's a Garbodor, not going to help unless he wants to stop Vileplume in the late game. There's a Fighting Fear Belt, bringing up that Darkrai's HP to 220 damage, or 220 HP. Sorry. Now the question is, do you want to evolve into Garbodor and just pass, or Ultra Ball Garbodor, go for Shaman, hopefully draw the Floatstone or the Ranger, and you can attack this turn. So many questions, so little answers. So yeah, this is the power of the deck that George is playing. You have all these different attackers that have different outs to different decks. So if your opponent's playing some Mega Pokemon, you can attack with Glaceon, wall them out because they're evolved Pokemon. If you play basic attackers like Night March, or just EX deck like we see here that rely on just EX attackers, Flash Ray with Jolteon is going to be able to wall them out. So we do see that Ultra Ball for that Shaman going to be able to draw. Oh, Enhanced Hammer, okay. Getting rid of the double colorless, making it difficult for his opponent to attack again with Flash Ray next turn. If he doesn't attack with Flash Ray next turn, obviously the effective attack won't be activated, and he'll be able to damage the Jolteon. But we do see a double colorless in George's hand. So let's see. He did get the Floatstone for the Trubbish. Now the question is, does he want to retreat into Darkrai and attack for nothing? The world may never know. We'll see the Dark Energy being attached to that Giratina, setting up for a Chaos Wheel. I think maybe this would have been a good chance to save that Enhanced Hammer. Oh, okay, so we do see a Escape Rope, which negates the effect of Flash Ray because it resets at the bench. We are going to see a Darkrai come up, be able to hit this Yveltal for 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120 damage. 120, I believe. Hope I can math today. Yeah, 120 damage. We should probably replace those darker damage counters for this camera, but that's okay. So we see a Ninja Boy gonna switch into Jolteon. So George has the option to go for a Flash Ray with either Jolteon this turn. You would assume that he's going to attack with the damaged Jolteon just in case it does get Lysandered on the bench. It'll be okay. Shuffled up. I guess the only thing you really can do now is just attach the water energy. That's interesting. I think I may have attached double colorless this turn. Just because I know the Giratina can come in and just stop you there. Stop you from ever attaching double colorless again because of that Chaos Wheel's effect. If you don't know what Chaos Wheel does, it prevents you from attaching special energies, tools, or playing stadiums. So he would lock in that Reverse Valley. George wouldn't be able to put down Float Stones, wouldn't be able to put down Fighting Fury Belts, or Muscle Band if this was expanded. Rip Muscle Band. One of the best cards ever. So here we're in that same spot as he was the turn before, where he can't damage this Jolteon. So what are you going to do? Hopefully he has Lysander, maybe able to bring up something else. You do see a VS Seeker for a Sycamore, so that is not a Lysander. Gonna discard his hand, draw 7 more cards. I guess he's searching for that Pokemon Ranger play. Because Jolteon is gonna take 3 more attacks to take on this Darkrai, because Darkrai has that Fighting Fury Belt. Hitting 70 and then 70 and then 70 again, just to knock it out. And we saw a Dark Pulse for 0 damage. Enhanced Hammer, getting rid of the Double Dragon energy. Nice. So both players playing that Enhanced Hammer card. It's a very powerful card in this format. A lot of decks relying on Double Dragon, a lot of decks relying on Double Colorless especially. You have that Mega Mewtwo, you have Rayquaza. Even Darkrai can use a double colorless. Jolteon can use a double colorless. Glaceon can use a double colorless. Yveltal EX can use a double colorless. A little bit less known, but Raichu is pretty decent. So is Zoroark. So all those are double colorless attackers, or attackers that use double colorless in their attack. So we see a special charge putting back 2 double dragon energies into Mark's deck. Gonna shuffle up. So we can see he still has Hoopalev, still has a Fighting Fury Belt. We now know he has 2 double dragon energies. So, what is our Mark gonna do? Gonna attach another double dragon. So he's setting up. I think it might be a turn too late to set up now. Like I said, I think I would have held the cards, held the Enhanced Hammer for a turn where there was no way that he could attack with Flash Ray. If you Enhanced Hammer, then Chaos Wield, then George wouldn't have been able to attach a double colorless, but you know, that's okay. So we'll just see a pass. Mark leaving that Garbodor up to take a hit. Garbodor does have 100 HP, so he's going to be able to take a Flash Ray this turn. We see George going for a Trainer's Mail. Probably looking for another VS Seeker to knock out that Shaman, going down to 1 prize, but nope, he just sees a Forest Giant's Plant. Just in case he ever gets a Vileplume play, but I don't think it's going to be very helpful now, seeing as the game is almost over. So what is George going to do next? I really do think he should test a double colorless at any time now. Another Enhanced Hammer. Kind of nonsense. Double Enhanced Hammer. That's actually a really, really difficult play to get around. And you see a Flash Ray for 70 damage. At the Dallas City Marathons, I actually played double Enhanced Hammer and Lucario bats. And being able to grab that with Karina was just devastating for a bunch of my opponents. So we see a Dark Energy going on to Giratina. Again, we haven't seen a Ranger yet. I don't know if Mark will play one, but that is really hindering his ability to take prizes. He can Lysander something. Not really sure how much that's going to affect the game. Maybe Lysander Yveltal, attack it with Darkrai. Hopefully he can't retreat it. But seen as slippery as George has been with Double Enhanced Hammer and Ninja Boy, I doubt that Yveltal's going to stay there for long. We still haven't seen a Float Zone yet, and assuming that he plays... Assuming we do play that because he does play the Vileplume. Mark's considering putting down, I guess that's a Parallel City. I don't really see how that's going to help either player. I think I might just hold that for a turn where he can knock that Shaman off his bench. So we do see an Ultra Ball. Going to discard a Cobalion and what appears to be a second Glaceon. Even though I just said Parallel City wasn't going to help him, I guess he could have stopped another Shaman from coming down. But I think when you play the Parallel City, I think Mark was looking to discard his Shaman just so it wasn't a free 2 prizes. But he still needs to find this Float Stone or Double Colorless to retreat. I believe he has a Double Colorless in his hand, which I guess makes me feel a little bit silly for saying he should have attached it already, but you know, again, I'm not playing. By not playing it, he has the option to retreat now. So we'll see a Double Colorless gonna retreat and to that Jolteon, and we're just gonna see a Swift for 30, which is enough for the knockout. I don't know if it was worth being able to get Lysander this turn. What an interesting match now. If Mark is able to knock out that Jolteon on the bench with the Double Colorless, it could be game over. Oh, but we just see another Sycamore. Mark's running pretty low on cards, I would assume by now. There can't be more than maybe 5 cards left, I would think. So we see a Fighting Fear Belt come down onto Giratina. We will probably see a double color. Oh, double dragon. See, this is... Again, we still haven't seen the Pokemon Ranger. And Dark Pulse will take a knockout. George, or Mark will go down to 3 prizes. And we do see the Lysander on 2 Shaman, knocking out Shaman, taking the last 2 prizes with Flash Ray. So that was game 2. George was the victor. So I believe he's at a record of 2-0 now. Mark will be at a record of 1-1, I believe. And round 3 will be up sometime this week. So yeah, thanks for watching. See ya.